This video is about how your classification translates to the modern award, starting with some tips on position descriptions. A correct and accurate position description helps to ensure a correct and accurate award classification. Position descriptions should be checked and reviewed as needed before the translation occurs and any time your role changes. It's useful to refer to the modern award classification descriptions. Ideally, your position description reflects SHAD's descriptions. It's not necessary to list every minor task. Levels of responsibility are important though. Remember that the position description has to be mutually agreed by both your organisation and you. Once this is done, you can move on to the next step, which is checking how your PD translates to the new modern award classification structure. Fair Work set out principles for the process of translating to the modern award classification structure. Firstly, the translation should be based on the work you do, your occupation, your skills, your competency, and the level of responsibility you have in your work. Next, each position is to be considered individually, not as teams, programs, or in relation to anyone else's role. So it's important your PD accurately describes what work you do. There may be more than one classification that covers the work you do, so you should work on the idea of the best fit of the described factors that make up your job. Wages shouldn't be used as the basis for translation. Remember, it's about the work you do. Your qualifications and experience should also be considered. The old award classification does not necessarily directly translate to the modern award. So, two positions currently at different levels may end up at the same level in the modern award, and positions that are currently at the same level may translate to different levels where they have different skills, responsibilities, or competency requirements. The following is a summary of how the SHAD's classification descriptors are laid out at each level in the award. The first descriptor defines the characteristics of the job, and these include the level of direction you receive to perform your duties, whether it's close direction through to broad, the level of problem solving required, whether this is complex or simple, the level of skill required, is it brain surgery or could anyone do the work, and what's the scope in your position to influence decisions. The second descriptor is the level of responsibility you undertake every day in your work. The responsibility descriptors are examples of duties that may be required and again distinguishes between different levels of responsibility for the work you do, from assist, support and activity to planning, developing and implementing. Not all of the listed responsibilities will apply to every job at a given level. The last are descriptors concerning the requirements of the position based on three qualifiers. They are skills, knowledge and qualifications, organisational relationships, and the extent of authority. Your skills, knowledge and qualifications range from basic through sound and detailed to comprehensive knowledge of relevant procedures, programs, etc. Where qualification is relevant to the job, they include the minimum entry points, but equivalent experience also counts. Ask the question, what does the job require in order to perform the duties? Organisational relationships refer to the level of supervision that you require in your work and the level of supervision you have of other employees or volunteers. The extent of your authority is not what you dream about at night. It's about your autonomy in the job. Are you free to act? And is that freedom within defined limits, or are you able to initiate new things? When you have to solve problems, how available is assistance? How much do your decisions impact other parts of the organisation? At the end of this video, you can download a translation table from the old award system to modern award system and an excerpt of the descriptors from the actual award. You should then be able to look at your PD, work out your modern award classification level and check that you've been translated in line with the Fair Work principles. Once you have a level, we can move on to the last step, how the ERO applies to you.